Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
Hello and welcome to The Big Story. Happy New Year. My name is Maria Castaigne. I'm the lead producer of The Big Story podcast, and it's been so fun featuring and getting to know all of our friends of Frequency, all the hosts and shows that make our podcast network. Today on The Big Story, a great episode. 680 News Radio City Hall reporter Momin Qureshi sits down with Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow to reflect back on 2025 and her hopes for this year heading into 2026. If she'll be running for re-election and what kind of initiatives she's looking to kick in at City Hall. I hope you love this episode. If you enjoy Momin's reporting, be sure to listen to 680 News Radio on the Seeker app or at toronto.citynews.ca. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Momin Qureshi, City Hall reporter for 680 News Radio. As the title suggests, I spend my time covering the goings-on at Toronto City Hall. That includes everything from the TTC, Toronto Fire, paramedics and police, to parks, pools, taxes, shelters, and the day-to-day happenings of Toronto City Council and Mayor Olivia Chow. I recently had the chance to go one-on-one with Chow to talk about the year that was, including a disastrous response to a winter storm, ongoing feuds with the province over bike lanes and speed cameras and how that's affected her relationship with Premier Doug Ford, and what to expect in the year to come, including whether she'll run for re-election when we head to the polls in October. So here's my conversation with the mayor of Toronto's largest city. So Mayor Chow, I just wanted to start off with, this was your second full year in office. You kind of came in halfway through 2023. Before we even get down to questions, I always like to ask, it was kind of a up and down year. There was a lot of good things, but a lot of challenges. When you look back at 2025, kind of what's your summation of how your administration did over the last 12 months?
I think we did well. We made life more affordable for a whole lot of people. Families that have two kids with working mom and dad save $1,200 because the TDC fares haven't gone up for years running. And also the snack program in school, that saved almost $900 on grocery money. So $1,200 in their pocket is pretty decent. So I think that's important because at these times, some people are having a rough time. The budget's a bit tight for them.
Okay, so you just went through some of the highlights, but the year did start off in a pretty difficult way when we were hit with that heavy snowstorm in February. You know, the city didn't handle it great. There was a lot of criticism that went to the city itself, but then also, of course, to your office because you're at the helm. There was big questions with communications and the way the message was delivered, with this technology, with the actual contracts. It was a debacle, to put it kind of not mildly. When you look back at those couple of weeks in February, do you wish you and your office personally handled it differently? Could you have handled it differently so that the messaging was smoother, or was it just kind of circumstance of the moment?
Well, it was two back-to-back huge snowstorm, but we should expect more of it with the climate crisis upon us, whether it's flooding, it's big snowstorm, it's heat waves coming sooner, more severe. It's happening around the world. Look at the hurricanes, the typhoons. So could we have done better? Absolutely. And the year I came in 2024, there wasn't much of a storm. And unfortunately, the city of Toronto, the whole operation was fragmented. And it wasn't as good as it can be. So this year, this snowstorm, you notice the snow that's happening now is coming earlier, and the weather is colder faster this year. And you've noticed that the city is more prepared. We have new equipment. We have the communications better. We took out the 311 period where you can't call in your problems, which is absurd. We have now central command, so it's all coordinated. We have extra people, 200 more staff when there's a major storm, all hands on deck. We brought back the person who've done it very well in the past, brought him back. because I wasn't here as to why he wasn't in charge, but he now is, and I can see the difference. I see the sidewalk is better, and in terms of snow removal. And one thing that was very important, the contract that was signed in 2019 and in 2021, before I became the mayor, did not have snow removal as part of the task, which is a bit absurd in my mind. How could you have signed contracts just to clear snow and not remove them? It took me till that storm to realize there was flaws in that contracts. It's now better, and I'm glad I was able to be here to improve the services.
So you've gone on record promising that things will run much more smoothly this time around. If we do hit any sort of hard hiccups, does the buck then stop with you?
Absolutely. The buck will stop with me because I have given clear direction on how to fix it. I've been assured from the staff, with new staff, saying this is what we plan to do. And they've shown me the plan. It should work. Now, with this climate crisis, hopefully the snowstorm is rather than too gigantic with many gigantic storm. I think we are ready. And I just want to say to all the workers that are willing to say, okay, this is not necessarily my job, but if there is a big snowstorm, I'm signing on. So we have 200 workers that normally they're not supposed to do snow removal. They're coming in. They're going to say, I'm going to be there to support my city. That's really good that we got that agreement with these workers.
There were a few things this year when they happened almost completely out of the city's control, but I'm sure very frustrating for you. I'm talking specifically about bike lanes being taken out and speed cameras being cut down and then shut down. When you look back at those two things, kind of two key things in the city, key congestion things to try to keep the city moving, which I know is one of the paramount things in the city for your administration, for every councillor here. Now that we're at the end of 2025, speed cameras are off. Those bike lanes are being taken out or have been taken out. Sort of. When you look back at the last 12 months fighting for that, even more than that, how do you view it? Is that a loss? Is that something that was just out of your hands? Do you take it hard when you see those types of city infrastructure things go away?
I lament the fact that we've lost a very effective tool to keep our children and our pedestrian cyclists safe. These speed cameras are in school zones. We know it works. We know that high speed kills people. And we know cameras that capture people blocking the intersection works because it causes congestion. One car in the middle of rush hour stopped illegally, it can just get a huge number of cars and buses, streetcars, all piled up. So do I wish that our premier understand this? Yes, absolutely. Am I frustrated? Yep. But is there anything I can do about it? No, because we don't have legislative power. We don't have any legal power to say to the province, you need to stop, because we've tried that before. It didn't work. So rather than wasting money, I thought, okay, what else can we do? What are there things we can do with the province? Yes, we uploaded the Gardner and the DVP. Let's continue taking the money that we save from there to invest in public transit, repair our recreation centers and our parks. All of that is great. Can we do the construction faster so there's less congestion? Because the number one problem with congestion is construction taking too long. So the Gardner is now open with half the time, 18 months faster, because we got a deal with the provincial government. So that worked. And all the things that we learned, we are now applying to all the construction. We're also charging companies more money if they dig up the road. If the longer they take to close the road, the more they pay. And I'm noticing that the construction is faster. They're happening in the side roads rather than the main streets, which will ease the construction. So on average, we are faster in terms of downtown area, 13% in terms of the traffic flow. We can do a lot more. The light rapid transit could be faster, the Finch West Line, but we just got control over it. So we are trying to cooperate as much as possible with other levels of government to speed things up, get the city running, get life more affordable, make it safer. So yeah, we have some successes and some losses.
That leads me to my question, which is very straightforward, which is at this moment here, how would you categorize your relationship with Premier Ford?
We're working together. We agree to disagree. And the city of Toronto being the creature of so-called institution, a constitution, we're creature of the province, not a whole lot we can do. But hey, let's find common ground. Let's keep working together, find those common ground. All right, we lost a battle, but we'll just keep at it. We'll win the next one. We still have those bike lanes, but we found the win-win situation. We are keeping the car lanes, but still putting the bike lanes in. It's doable, and I'm always trying to find the best solution, most practical solutions to keep people safe. And speaking about safety, the city is now safer because we've hired a lot of police officers. We're recruiting. We have more paramedics, more firefighters, more 911 call takers. So the wait times for responding to 911 have dropped by 70%, which is great. Faster response means safer city.
I think there are some people out there who wish maybe you'd play a little bit more hardball with the premier, be a little harsher with your words. But is that just bad politics? Is it not? You can say tougher things, you can say meaner things, you can dig in your feet more. But in the long run, is that bad for what the city may potentially need down the road?
Well, tell me what action I could possibly take. I could escalate the words, but what does that mean? That doesn't do a whole lot. If there are legal means, let me know. If there are other legislative means, tell me what they are. We tried making bigger signs. We tried, any number of things. So at some point you said, all right, move on. We have to take the next battle. And escalating the war of words, knowing full well that he's already said no. And we tried, and we kept trying. At some point, the speed cameras, it got passed in legislation, which we don't control, in Queen's Park, and bang, it was done. Now, we need the funds because the crossing guards, right? That funds go and pay crossing guard. By God, we love our crossing guards. We need our police officers out there ticketing people that are violating the law. So we need that funding to come rather from people that are violating the law. Now the province hopefully will pay for it.
So as you look forward to 2026, are there a couple of things that you're like, these are kind of big ticket things that I really want to get done? Are there mid-range things? I mean, the thing about this building is everything's always in process forever. So what are the things kind of on your radar where you're like, these are kind of the bigger things I want to knock off in 2026?
A big chunk of it is build Canada homes. We want the federal government and the province of Ontario to partner with us. Already 25,000 units of housing is being built because of us. 2/3 of the building that's happening now, the home building, is out there in hard economic times. When the home builders have all stopped, 2/3 of them are still doing the construction with cranes in the sky. Why? Because the city of Toronto is providing incentives, making it cheaper and faster for the home builders to go and build. And they have stepped up and say, yep, we're going to do it. With the federal and the provincial government coming in, hopefully they do. If they are partnering with us, we've been waiting for a whole year. If they finally said yes, we can do so much more on reducing the development charges. That's 12,500 units of housing in the Build Canada Homes submission, which have just gone in. Hopefully by maybe February, they could say yes to the whole package. And when the weather gets warm, shuffle hit the ground with even more. So I can't wait. We have to build more homes, affordable homes that people can have, because the rent is so high. And now it's coming down a bit, but still it's too high. And we're doing so many things to help renters, providing some financial support, having officers, rent-safe officers to make sure the building is in good order, providing legal support if the eviction is illegal, the rent increase are illegal, all of that we're doing. But until we build more housing, it's not going to work as well.
I noticed you did not say get reelected. That's where does that rank on the list of 2026 priorities?
I don't know. That's in October. Let me get the budget through so that I could do the increase of support for tenants and make life more affordable. And those 5 years hiring plan is keeping people safe. And we're seeing the impact. So all of that, and the homeowner saying, hey, it's costing too much, So we're asking the wealthiest 2% of luxury property buyers to pay a bit more. The speculators, when they leave your units empty, pay a bit more. Combined, that's $250 million. That's 5% property tax increase that I don't have to do. So that's protecting taxpayers in some ways. And just asking like 0.5%, half of 1% of the people in Toronto to pay a bit more.
As much as you're saying the election's in October, you want to get the budget through first, at a certain point you are going to have to make a commitment as to whether you're in or out. When can we expect that from you?
I don't know. I'm focusing right now, what does a caring city means? How does it feel? Can I inject more optimism in times of uncertainty? The retail sector is doing really well. Can we make sure people shop local? Can we support our small businesses because they're the biggest economic driver? They create the most number of jobs. What can I do to support that? All of those things are top of mind. And yes, it's snowing out. Yeah, let's make sure the city services are done well.
Well, I bring up the election not only to kind of try to see if I can get you to commit to running, but whether you're running or not, but also an election year means your record gets scrutinized in a big way. It'll be, put under a fine-tooth comb, not only by the people who are running against you. There'll be lots of people who are invested in kind of picking it apart piece by piece. Are you confident that in your last 2.5 years plus next year, you will have done enough that the people of Toronto, when they go to the ballot box, will reward you with another term?
I believe that if you look at the polling results the City of Toronto have done year over year, this year's result came in September, and it said that the number of people that felt that the city is providing the services that meets their needs have gone up by 5 or 6%. So we're in the right track. People are feeling better about the services we provide. The service level is provided. Libraries, people love their libraries because it's now open 7 days a week. The number of people increased almost by half, right? 50% increase just because we opened the doors more. And these libraries are free. So I think just looking at, don't count my words for it, the poll that the city have done every year, compare so they could have a benchmark to say, how well are we doing? People are still unhappy with litter on the street. We're working on that hard, but their satisfaction on recreation programs and library services and a lot of things the city provide, people are happy about it, and the satisfaction rate are growing. With that says something about the public service we've been delivering.
So you're confident that when people go to the ballot box in October, if your name is on it, they'll give you the check mark to come back?
Who knows whether my name is on it and whose name?
I think you do.
Whose name is on it? But I think it's important that at this moment in this time, let's look at whether people are satisfied. We can do more. Always open for more suggestions in this coming year, in the 2026. How do we build and how do we deliver a city that's even more caring and more affordable? So always looking for ideas, but I think we've done a pretty decent job. It's not just me. It's the entire city, whether it's the firefighters, the police, the library folks, the public transit. We can do better on public transit, but we have a new CEO here. We've turned a corner. Services faster. So, yeah, I think we can do better, but we're doing well.
Just one more quick election question. So far, only one person has declared they're going to enter the race. That's Brad Bradford. Including you, haven't declared. But there is a lot of talk that the person who had the job before you, John Tory, may enter the race. We asked him directly at the FIFA event. He said he hasn't made up his mind yet. But if he does throw his name in, this will be round 2 for you guys. You went head-to-head in 2014. Just your thoughts on if John Tory does enter the race. What do you think that does to the race? Does it change anything for you, or do you just run on your record?
Look, I don't speculate, and people make their own decisions. Who I listen to most are the folks that are saying to me, hey, is there any way the TDC can come faster? Well, yeah, okay, subways. We're now getting them come 1 minute faster, line 1 and line 2. Can we figure out a way to make it safer? Yeah, we now have police, and we have community crisis teams. We've added in over 400 people on the front line in the TC system so that it is safer. And we noticed the people filing complaints about disturbance have dropped by half. So for me, those are the people, those are the figures that matter most. I don't want to speculate politically. I'll leave it for the pundit. I'll leave it for the journalists to speculate who's in, who's out, what's going to happen. For me, I think getting more people onto the public transit, less congestion, more affordable, better quality of life, all of those things is what people are thinking about, especially in the holiday season. You want to stretch that dollar. So how could I help lower the cost, make life more affordable so that they can be Santa and provide more joy and more support to their families?
Let me ask you a question that I hope I do not have to ask in my year-end 2026 to whoever is the mayor of Toronto. Will the Eglinton Crosstown open next year? Yes or no?
As you and I know, I don't have complete control. And I just hope that Metrolinx are able to get the LRTs, the Eglinton LRTs, in top shape so that there's no signal problems, door problems, advanced transit control problems, so that everything is smooth. Because looking at what happened to Ottawa LRT, they weren't ready. And by gosh, there were, the power shut down from time to time. They derailed. They the signals didn't work. There was all types of problems. So let's make sure that everything is ironed out. And there's something to learn from Finch LRT also, right? What's happening to the signals? Are things smooth? Are the doors opening at the right size? Can it go faster, right? Those are things that really is the make of the train itself. Is not how we operate, right? So we're ready. We want to operate as soon as possible, but we want to make sure that it's reliable and safe service.
So we're aiming for first quarter of next year?
I think we will be able to, I think we being TTC and Metrolink, would be able to provide an update end of January.
And just last question I always ask is, you have 4 grandkids. What, I wish people could see the smile in your face. What are kind of your holiday traditions? What's Christmas looking like for you this year?
One of my grandkids was skating out in the skating ring, and so I just saw her. 2 of the grandkids and I are going skiing because they are older now, and they're teenagers. The 2 younger ones I will see during Christmas holidays. So it's going to be a lot of family times. And as you know, I love the outdoors. I'll be cross-country skiing, downhill skiing. I will be doing everything as much outdoor activities as I can get, because I don't have that enough.
So is there no taking it easy for you, or is that your version of taking it easy?
My version of relaxation is going down a nice, good old mountain with great snow, or cross-country skiing in a beautiful, beautiful forest.
We are very different people. That much I know. Thanks so much, Mayor Chow. I appreciate it. And that was The Big Story. Be sure to share this episode with a family member, friend, or whoever you think may enjoy it. You can send us feedback or episode suggestions at hello@thebigstorypodcast.ca or find us on Blue Sky at The Big Story. You can also listen to The Big Story on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Momin Qureshi. Thanks for listening.